There are several beers you can actually drink during a keto diet. This diet is a very low-carb, high-fat diet with many similarities to the Atkins and other low-carb diets, so the obvious choice would be a light beer. This diet involves drastically reducing carbohydrate intake and replacing it with fat. This process puts your body into a metabolic state called ketosis. During this state, your whole body becomes extremely effective at burning fat and using it as energy. For those who love to enjoy a cold beer, these are a few low-carb beers you can actually drink on the keto diet. Be sure to stay for the entirety of this video to find out the best way to choose a beer that can fit perfectly into your diet. Amstel Light. The Amstel Light contains 95 calories and 5 grams of carbs with 3.5% alcohol by volume. At 5 grams of carbohydrate per serving, Amstel Light is considered an average option from this list. Still, it contains significantly fewer carbohydrates than other regular beer. Amstel Light has a refreshing flavor and is in the light family of beers. And don't worry, this beer contains no bitterness at all. Amstel Light fans choose this brew due to its incredibly grainy flavor and texture. Although it's only nearly under 100 calories, it's a great addition to any keto-themed Super Bowl spread. This delicious light lager is the best option for those who like regular Amstel because it will be a slight change in flavor but a huge one in health. Blue Moon Light Sky. This beer comes with 95 calories, 3.6 grams of carbs, and 4% alcohol by volume. Hoping there was a wheat beer on the list? The Blue Moon Light Sky is a great choice. This beer is light and refreshing with a solid tangerine undertone and is the best option for people who love drinking regular Blue Moon but want to go on a keto diet. The Light Sky from Blue Moon has its classic wheat flavor that everybody loves, but with a citrus spin that could make you like it even more than the classic one. As far as price goes, it's usually on the more affordable side of craft beers. Plus, it's an excellent option if you're following the keto diet since it has just 3.6 grams of carbs. At the moment, this low-carb beverage is packed in a slender can. This makes it an easy fit for your picnic cooler. A tantalizing fruity taste with a refreshing and crisp finish is exactly what you'll want to pair with snacks and friends. Devil's Backbone Bright Tangerine Sparkling Ale. This beer has only 2 grams of carbohydrates, 90 calories, and 4% alcohol by volume. One of the lowest amounts of carbs on the list, Bright Tangerine Sparkling Ale comes straight from Devil's Backbone Brewing Company in Lexington, Virginia. This brew is a tasty, tart ale that is termed a sparkling ale by the brewery. This rare beer only contains 2 grams of carbohydrates per bottle, making it one of the lowest carb beers on the list. This unique beverage is available any day the whole year, so be sure to grab a 6-pack of these whenever you spot them. Slightly Mighty India Pale Ale. This particular brew contains 3.6 grams of carbs, 95 calories, and 4% alcohol by volume. The beverage is known for its tropical smells, including pineapple, mango, coconut, and citrus. Slightly Mighty IPA was going to make the list for sure since it uses one of the hallmark keto-friendly sweeteners, monk fruit. Sugars are simple carbohydrates and are therefore real keto killers. 100% pure maple syrup is great on the paleo diet, but it could really damage your body in ketosis. 1 teaspoon of monk fruit sweetener comes with 0.4 grams of carbohydrates, so it would take about 80 teaspoons of monk fruit sweetener just to meet a deadline of 30 grams of carbs, which is a popular daily portion on the keto diet. IC Light. The IC Light has 2.8 grams of carbs, 95 calories, and 4.2% alcohol by volume. IC Light originated in Pittsburgh Brewing Company. This company is also known as Iron City Brewing Company and is one of the most popular local breweries in the city. This regional powerhouse makes crisp, clean brews such as IC Light, which has far fewer carbs per serving than many of the most famous macro examples. This beer is the perfect combination between freshness and flavor. IC Light has less than 3 grams of carbs per serving, but it contains 4.2% alcohol by volume. This means you won't need to drink more to get where you need, and at the same time, you'll be ingesting a very small amount of calories. Corona Premier. Corona Premier comes with 90 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs in a 12-ounce bottle. This delicious and popular drink certainly checks the boxes as far as having fewer calories and carbohydrates than both the extra and light. The alcohol content is just slightly lower than the original with 4% ABV, so consumers won't risk feeling compelled to drink more for the same effect. Whether you are just reducing your carbohydrate intake or following a keto diet, Corona Premier is a good option to keep you on track. While the beer will surely still find its way into many rowdy college parties, Premier's flavor is a step up from its light counterpart. Corona describes it as being sweet, crisp, and even-bodied with fruity flavors and notes of honey and malt. Budweiser Select 55. For a truly light experience, Budweiser offers Select 55, which contains 55 calories, 1.9 grams of carbs, and 2.4% alcohol by volume. This is a great option for beer drinkers going on a keto diet. You will appreciate Budweiser Select if you're used to the flavor of the original Bud, because Select 55 will provide all of the same taste while reducing your carb count for the day. With notes of toasted malt and hops, there's no watered-down flavor here. Budweiser Select sustains its strong flavor even in its light version. Miller Lite. Miller Lite comes with 96 calories, 3.2 grams of carbs, and 4.2% alcohol by volume. Miller remarks that its aim has always been to produce a great-tasting beer that just happens to be less filling. By using quality ingredients including selectively chosen crystal malt and hops, Miller Lite is light in everything but flavor. Additionally, the brewery reports only using corn syrup as an additional source of sugar for the fermentation process, and emphasizes that none remains in the final product. As for flavor, the company proudly describes the Pilsner as having a hoppy taste, which is perfect for anyone who loves the taste of beer and simply wants to reduce their carb count. Michelob Ultra Pure Gold. This special brew contains only 85 calories, 2.5 grams of carbs, and 3.8% alcohol by volume. The taste is crisp and fresh and boasts that there are 0 artificial flavors or colors in the beverage. If you're on the low-carb path and also looking for other redeeming qualities, this beer certainly has a few. Michelob Ultra Pure Gold has a superior mouthfeel compared to their other low-carb products, giving each sip a little more heft. As Men's Health points out, the organic label might mean that this beer is more expensive than others. Yuengling Light. This delicious beer comes with 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs, and 4.2% alcohol by volume. The new product was created to approximate the original flavor of the classic lager. The brewery's Vice President of Operations, Jennifer Yuengling, is in tune with the ever-changing market, and she notes, "An amber hue and notes of caramel, malt, and hops set this beer apart from some of its milder competitors." How can I choose the best beer when going on a keto diet? If you're on a keto diet, the obvious pick for a beer would have a reduced amount of carbohydrates. In case you didn't notice, most of the beers on the list are light. When a beer is labeled light, most people tend to think it's about the alcohol by volume it contains. Although this is true in some cases, light beer actually means the brew has a low count of carbs. The best choice for beer during a keto diet would be one that has between 2 and 5 carbs per bottle. Look for the highest amount of nutritional value as well. Aside from the keto diet, anyone drinking light or regular beer should consume it moderately and responsibly, since it never ceases to contain alcohol. That said, leave a comment with the name of the beer you're going to pick during your keto diet process. See you next time!